Albuquerque's loaded with interesting neighborhoods, some a little quirky, some are brand new, some are a little bit older. Hey, it's Skip at SoldBySkip, the Albuquerque real estate guy. Now, I've been helping people buy and sell homes here in Albuquerque for quite a while now. And in doing so, I've put together my top 5 favorite neighborhoods when living in Albuquerque. So each neighborhood's gonna be broken down with the pros and cons. We're gonna talk about price point, property taxes, general location, all the stuff that I like about the neighborhood that you need to know about. Plus, stay to the end of this video where you're gonna see one neighborhood that is way out of my price point, but it's always fun to tour. This is all about Albuquerque. The first neighborhood on our tour today is Altura Park. Now, Albuquerque is known for its Parks and Rec division, which requires that every neighborhood has an outdoor park for public use. One of the cool things about Altura Park is the park is shaped in this big triangle. And on the weekends, they'll have soccer and tennis and just a great sense of community because everybody's out walking the park. So if you're ever fortunate enough to get a house that's parkfront property, jump on it. You won't regret it. So homes in this neighborhood are starting to gentrify, and you can find older mid-century modern homes right next door to these awesome refinished, remodeled homes that face the park that really boost the property value and just the overall aesthetic of living there. Now, I grew up in this area, and one thing that I hate about it is the cockroaches. Anytime you have these older sewer lines, you're gonna have a propensity for having cockroaches. So like in the middle of the night, if you ever flip on the light, you'll see cockroaches running. I know it's terrible, and it's not always your fault. It's not like you're leaving breadcrumbs out, but if your neighbor has cockroaches, trust me, you're gonna have cockroaches. And it's not so bad as long as you have a monthly subscription to a pest control company. But I'm always nostalgic for this Altura Park neighborhood because growing up here, we would always walk to school, and I just remember being so freezing. You know, like your parents tell you I had to walk uphill both ways? Well, this neighborhood is just on the border of elementary school, so we always had to walk, and it was just far enough to where you would freeze your tootsies off. But either way, this is Altura Park, and this is what people love about it. Now, the price point here can fluctuate depending on if you're getting an older home or one of these remodeled homes. The next neighborhood that has a very similar feel to this is known as Ridgecrest. Ridgecrest has older homes, and depending on which street you're on, you could also have fantastic mountain and city views. One of the older neighborhoods in town, just outside of Nob Hill, which gives you the ability to walk to dining, grab a beer, just nightlife in general. But it's also tucked back enough so it's nice and quiet. And during the winter time, during the holiday season, they'll line the streets with luminarios. And if you've never seen it, it's a paper bag. We do this in New Mexico in every neighborhood, but specifically in Ridgecrest, paper bag, sand, candle, and then you just line the streets with that. And it's just a cool community vibe. So this neighborhood in general has a park on every block. Now, I told you Albuquerque's known for its outdoor parks, and this neighborhood is much different in the fact that it has smaller parks, but literally every block you go on will be your own private park. Ridgecrest is one of these neighborhoods where you have the ability to have tree-lined streets. Now, Albuquerque has such different elevation change. You go from like 5,000 at the river to 6,000 up at the mountain to like 10,000 something at the top of the mountain. So each time you go up in elevation, you're gonna have different landscapes. This is one of those older neighborhoods with massive tree-lined streets, big green front yards that you don't see in every part of town. So if you're coming from a place that's, you know, Pacific Northwest, this is a neighborhood you're gonna wanna check out. Let's talk about old money. Next on the list is Albuquerque Country Club. As a new dad, I always wanna like raise my kids in a country club area. You get the benefit of swim team, tennis, golf. I think it's just a good overall sense, like gives your kids that opportunity to interact with other kids and also play sports, because we all know playing sports and interacting at a young age is so important. So I think living in the Albuquerque Country Club would be one of those places that I'm always looking to buy in. Here's why. Take a look at some of these homes in the neighborhood. You're gonna get Southwestern style, but also Santa Barbara style with those clay roofs. Some of the homes have been remodeled, but again, you get the tree-lined streets, which is something that you're not gonna find in every part of town. And the values in this neighborhood are much more expensive than other areas. Now, some of these homes were built in 1930, and with that comes a whole different set of problems. Say if you wanted to rehab that house, keep in mind, you got lead-based paint, asbestos in some areas, and just a different type of structure, right? Plaster. So there's a whole different specialty, special skill set, and special like EPA requirements when it comes to rehabbing these properties. So always plan ahead and make sure you budget some time. One of the benefits of living in the Albuquerque Country Club is there is no HOA. And now that Albuquerque has passed the Housing Forward initiative, you'll be allowed to build accessory dwelling units in the backyard to allow for rental income. Or if you're moving your extended family in, you can have a casita in the backyard for mother-in-law suite, and then you have your main house as well. So that's one of the benefits of these larger lots in these older neighborhoods, is the ability to add on square footage. So what do you think so far? Could you see yourself living in a tree-lined neighborhood, or do you like more of the desert landscape? Leave a comment in the section below and join the conversation. Another opportunity that comes up when you talk about living in a country club or a gated area is Tanoan Country Club. Tanoan Country Club is one of these fantastic secure neighborhoods up in the far northeast heights located near the mountain. And property values here are gonna be much more expensive, same with property taxes. Here's what that looks like. Driving around through the neighborhood, you can see all the lawns are manicured, everything is green, no weeds, nobody parking in their front yard, and that's because there's an HOA. Now the HOA does come with secure gated access to the neighborhood, meaning there's gonna be no riffraff hopefully breaking in at night, which in Albuquerque pays for itself. One of the fun things about living in Tanoan is the ability to drive your golf cart everywhere. See, at the country club in Tanoan, they'll throw mixers or events on the weekends with live music, allow the kids and the parents to come network and at least see their neighbors. But you can drive your golf cart, so you'll notice that all the homes in the neighborhood have 3-car garages. That's to get that golf cart, that off-street parking. The golf course is fantastic just because you get these views of the Sandia Mountains when you're teeing off. But for 4th of July, when we were kids, they would always throw these massive fireworks display over the driving range. So that was always one of my favorite memories, is just like, you know, laying out on the golf course and watching this huge fireworks display. So a great place to be for kids and a great neighborhood that's gated in the far northeast heights. I've put together a comprehensive relocation guide that'll show you all the hot spots and tips and tricks for making the move to New Mexico's largest city. I'm offering it to you for free. Just click the link below and enter your info and I'll send it to you right away. Question: which social media platform are you most active on? Do you prefer tweets or threads, or are you big onto Instagram? I look forward to connecting with you there so that I can be a guide to all things Albuquerque. So if you've made it this far and you've got money to spend, then I want to take you through North Albuquerque Acres. It's one of the wildest neighborhoods you're going to see in town. When you talk about large gated estates, you're talking about North Albuquerque Acres. Now the funny thing is this used to be a wasteland when I was in high school. This is like the place where you go out and just dump your tires. It's unincorporated, it's out in the county. All the homes are gonna be on septic and well, but take a look at some of these expansive estates that back up to either open space, have enough room for horses, or just insane mountain views. So the neighborhood's definitely come a long way from when we used to run the streets and have mesa parties out here where there was no houses and nobody to call the cops on us. So if you're thinking about making that move to, in, or around Albuquerque and you wanna know what the best neighborhoods are, be sure to reach out. You can always give me a call or shoot me a text and I'll reach out to you personally. Wait, before you leave, I want to share another video you might find informative by clicking up here. And lastly, friends, don't forget to subscribe by clicking this link to stay up to date with future videos. As always, visit SoldBySkip.com for a free list of homes priced to sell. Thanks for watching.